welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. Give it a stretch. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right. Welcome to untilit.works, a thing I made mostly for myself to be able to work on projects that I've been meaning to work on, such as, this is the second cipher of the day, and a cipher is a 3-hour block of time. And within each cipher, there are sessions. There's a work session and a break session. Work sessions are like 45 minutes, heads down, what are you working on? Like, for example, I was just shooting my shot at a, that probably sounded weird. But I've been a fan, right, of like augmented reality for a while. Even like, especially on the web. So like web XR, you know what I'm saying? Cross reality. So both like virtual and augmented reality put together, but on the web, right? And in addition to that, just in general, I've been a fan of like glasses, you know what I'm saying? And so these are the Nreals, which I've had these for, they're not even Nreal anymore. The company's called Xreal now. And so I've had these for a minute. And during one of the breaks sessions in the first cipher of the day, we were going over one of the videos from the Web AI Summit. And they were talking about XR blocks, which allow you to create is an open source framework to create like WebXR experiences on Android XR. So I was doing some digging, looking around some things, because on their website, you know what? Let me just pull up the website. I'm just going to pull up the website. Might as well do that now, right? You know what? I will talk about this. Oh, that's why that came up weird. Oh, yeah, that is weird. Huh. Okay, I'll talk about this when we on the next break session, but I want to kind of just show you all around what's happening with the website. All right. So like I said, there's break sessions, work sessions. Work sessions like 45 minutes, heads down, working what we're working on. Break sessions are these where I'll pop up on the video to remind you to take a break and get up, walk around, drink some water, or sit here and watch me talk about something I found interesting on the internet, like this whole XR stuff, which is kind of cool. So I'll talk about that in a future break session. But I will pop up on the website to in the video to remind you to take a break, get up, walk around, drink some water, like I mentioned before, or sit here watch me talk about something I found interesting on the internet, like I mentioned. If you ever come to the site in the middle of a break session, the video may look like it's frozen, and that's because browsers don't allow for autoplay video with audio. And that's why I've noticed there saying you may need to click play to start the stream. Next to that is the open closed caption. So I'm using a speech recognition API that's built into Chrome browsers to turn my speech into text. So if you click that button, a space will open up next to the video, and hopefully the words I am saying will be transcribed accurately and placed in that space. Then there's 2 buttons. Don't worry about them. They're broken. I'll fix them at some point. Then there's a countdown timer, kind of when the next work session starts. And then if you like to join the room to chat or ask questions, you can do that there with that link. All right, cool. So that's that. Let me show y'all what the work session scenario looks like. So in the upper right-hand corner, if you check out subscribe, it has a list of all the upcoming ciphers you can subscribe to get notified when we go live. On the left is an audio player, so if you want to listen to some tunes while you're working on what you're working on, you can do that right there. Towards the center here, we have the to-do section where it says add a task. You type in your task, hit enter or the plus button. Now then add it to the list of tasks. You can click the task to edit it, you can click the X button to delete it, or if you want to mark it complete, click the checkbox. That'll send it to the done section. If you click done, it'll show you all the things you got completed. If you click the Twitter icon, it'll open up Twitter in a brand new tab or window, and it'll pre-populate a tweet listing all the things you got complete with like little check marks next to them. For me, it's like a good way of seeing that what I got done in like list form and knowing that going into the week that, hey, I got some stuff done, right? So there's that. Over in the right-hand column, we have a countdown timer, count when the next break session happens. Again, like 15 minutes after the hour. View tutorials. So let's say you don't have a thing that you want to work on particularly, but you still kind of want to feel productive. And you heard web development sounds cool. So I have links to Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. And from what I've seen from the curriculum and what people have told me that have gone through them, I think if you complete those programs, you'll have a good understanding of what it takes to do web development and then make an educated decision on whether or not you want to spend more time and or money in pursuing it. So those are there. If you're already into web development and maybe you're looking for like a cool project, like a little tutorial that you can follow and, while you're going through it, get your creative juices going to where at the end you can extend that project or maybe create something brand new. I have links to 3 tutorials that go to the Vonage developer platform. Now, I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, and part of my responsibilities are look over tutorials and make sure they're cool. Now, with that being said, one of them is you follow the tutorial, you end up with an application with an input box and a call button. You put your real world phone number in that input box, hit call, and your real world phone will ring. Then I have one that's the opposite, where you get a virtual number, you link that to the tutorial application you create following that tutorial. And from your real world phone, you call that virtual number, you'll be able to answer it in the web browser in your application and have a conversation back and forth. Then there's one where like 2 users like log into an application and one can call the other through the browser and have a conversation back and forth. So I think some cool stuff there. You can check them out there. Hako will come back to show and tell sign up. If you want to come up here and talk about something you found interesting on the internet, feel free to do so. Show and tell sign up will walk you through that process. And then highlight. Don't worry about it. It's broken. It's part of the other broken thing. Now, Hako. Hako stands for help a coder / creator out. It's a thing I made that if you ever get stuck working on what you're working on, you can create a Hako, which is like a room that you can then invite people to join the room. And the hope is that together as a collective, you'll be able to get the help or feedback on the thing that you're working on. So if you click view Hako, it shows you all the different Hakos that have been created. You can click the creator's name to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on what they logged in with, to check out the profile to see whether or not you like to request to join the room. I also added this filter by keyword list. So if there's a specific subject that you're looking for, maybe it's in the list and you'll be able to filter the results by that. All right, now when you click create a Hako, you're presented with a form where you put a title and 3 keywords. You click the create button, it'll generate a unique URL that you can then copy or click to share to Twitter. Now, when you join your Hako, it looks like this. We have the title here at the top. You can leave with the leave button. You can open the menu for some more options. We have a text chat here to the right. On the left is a countdown timer, countdown to when the next break session happens, again, like 15 minutes after the hour. Here you can copy the URL again, and you can click to share to Twitter. Now, when someone clicks your link, they just don't automatically join your room. They're going to be requesting to join your room, so they'll show up under pending. You'll be able to click their username to open Twitter or GitHub, depending on what they logged in with, to check out their profile to see whether you like to approve or deny them access to your Hako. Now, if you do approve them and they turn out to be a terrible person, you can always ban them and kick them out your room. Now, as the owner of the Hako, only you can share your screen because, again, the point of the Hako is for you to get the help or feedback on a thing that you're working on. So I think by being able to share your screen, you'll be able to provide the context for everyone to be able to get you that help and or feedback or solution on what you're working on because they can see what you're seeing. Now, the way you communicate through Hako, like I mentioned, there's a text chat. You put your message here toward the bottom, hit send, it'll add to the list of messages. I also add the ability to enable audio chat. So anybody who has their audio chat enabled will be able to speak to and hear each other. But don't worry for folks who don't have audio chat enabled, they'll still be able to follow along because what people are saying will be turned into text and put into the text chat. Now, I also added the ability to do the opposite where you enable text to speech. So if you're not looking at the Hako, you'll still be able to follow along because messages put into the text chat will be read out aloud by your browser. And that is pretty much it. Again, you can check out all the different Hakos that have been created. And that is that. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get y'all back to work. So I sent off the email to these folks, so hopefully you can hear back and I can build some cool stuff. You know what I mean? And so I'm looking forward to that. Um, yeah, maybe I'll talk about it in the next break a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like my thought process on how I would put stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Maybe we'll talk about that when we come back. All right. Cool. Let me send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you around. So till then, I wish you much productivity. Y'all be easy. Thanks, y'all. Peace.
I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like yeah. And everybody says yeah. We spread love like yeah. I wanna say thank you for holding on